Hi, Paula.
Hello, Hayley.
Thank you so much for joining me. I know it probably, is earlier than you would have liked to have been doing these exit chats. I mean, it's always hard, I guess, when you see someone who is playing the game and is playing really hard and enjoying themselves out there to go out this early. But I guess, how are you feeling after seeing it?
Oh, look, I'm feeling it's kind of catch 22, right? Like, I'm glad I was kind of blindsided. That's kindest way to go, in my opinion,
Yeah.
and seen as a threat, but at the same time, it still stings a little bit. And, Lottie and I were having quite good conversations around camp. So it just kind of it hits a bit different when you know that someone's kind of been like planting little seeds about you and has identified you as a threat and then guns for you. So you kind of like, oh, like it stings a bit.
Yeah, and I guess for you, I mean, we saw last night that essentially it came across as a bit of a revenge vote after you
Yeah.
targeting Eliza. Can you talk
Yeah.
me through that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, the Eliza vote, yeah, it was Lyndall's idea. However, I mean, we see I pushed the vote quite hard. I had a few chats with Eliza and I'd clocked pretty early like she was a threat and I think a lot of people were underestimating her. I mean, she's a comedy writer, she's an author, she's very quick-witted, she can pivot really quickly, she's so clever and she's really, really good at getting inside people's heads. And I was watching her do it. And I was like, this is an issue. Like she could have some serious sway in this tribe. And then when obviously she woke Lyndall up and Lyndall's like, she woke me up. I was like, perfect. This is great for me. Let's run with it.
Did you realize how much of a fan Eliza was of Survivor?
I did know Eliza was a fan. I did know this. Yes, we'd chatted about it quite a lot. And again, the thing with super fans is that they know the dynamics. They know when things switch up. They can sense shifts in the tribe. They can sense shifts in connections and relationships, and they know how to exploit them. And no one else had clocked that. And I was like, how is no one seeing this? Like, this is a worry for me.
Yeah, and you've mentioned that there was some seeds being planted, and we
Mm.
saw that there was a mention of Simon's name being thrown out, which was a big reason that you
Those
went home.
dirty little liars.
So it wasn't true.
So I guess it was no secret that I was very wary of Simon. His social game this season, it's on another level. Like it's impressive to watch. Like I've said to him, mate, the way you've switched up from how you've played previous seasons to this season, very, very different. So he was selling Kool-Aid and people were taking it. And I was clocking all of it. And I was like, we need to be really careful of Simon. Like I think people, underestimate him. He's this hot guy and he's speedos and he's so charismatic. And everyone's like, no, it's just Simon. And I was like, no, like he's worked. He's here for a reason. And so I'd said to Lottie a few times, like, watch Simon. Like, yes, work with him, but watch him. Like he'll switch on a dime. And then obviously she used that to her advantage as well.
So the truth was stretched a little bit in terms of you
Yeah.
targeting Simon in that
I
vote.
gave her an inch and she definitely took a mile.
I want to talk to you as well about your relationship with Harry. It
Yeah.
seemed like you formed a bond from the get-go.
So I knew coming on, obviously, redemption, right? It's pretty clear cut. There's going to be returning players. And it was actually really funny. I was at Perth's very small, right? And I was actually at Perth Airport waiting to go to Samoa. Like, I'm sitting at the airport at the terminal with my husband waiting to go. I look up, Harry is like 2 rows away from me in the terminal, and I was like, Harry's coming on. And my husband's like, no, he might be going somewhere else. I was like, be so for real right now. I was like, obviously, Harry's coming on the island. And then seeing him obviously in our tribe, I was like, great. And initially, I was supposed to be on his first season, Champions versus Contenders. So I definitely used that to my advantage when building that relationship with him. And then from there, we bonded pretty quick and like pretty genuinely. Like the love I have for that man, second to none. Great guy.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I was actually going to ask you about that because I saw in your bio that you were close to getting on a previous season, and I was doing the maths, and I was like 2019, that was Champions versus Contenders. So, yeah, so interesting that you could have played with Harry. It was just seems like it was meant to be.
I agree, and that's the lane I took.
What was your initial reaction to seeing returnees? You said you had a gut feel that they would be there.
Yeah.
Obviously, Harry was great for you, but in terms of seeing the other returnees, how'd you feel?
Seeing Simon, I was like, okay, cool. Seeing Brooke, I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. I was like, if I get to merge, I was like, we're cooked. I was like, we're not winning anything. Like Brookie steamrolling everyone. Seeing Mark, I was very excited. So I also really wanted to work with Mark. So the top two, I guess, that I'd picked when I saw them, I was like Mark or Harry straight from the get-go. They're both strategic. They're both a little bit mischievous and naughty. I was like, and that's kind of where I wanted to go. So yeah, it would have been those two picks. I was excited about them, very nervous about Brooke, and kind of about Simon.
Yeah, it sounds like you've been watching for a while and you're quite a big fan. If you applied back in 2019.
Yeah, I would say so. Like, I love Australian Survivor. I love kind of the people that they choose to go on. So, like the big players, your players like Hayley, Kirby, love AJ, all these strategic players that kind of they're not just strategic, but they're quite fun players as well. They're the ones I really enjoy. So, I mean, we all love a Luke Toki, like classic chef's kiss of a man, but the big strategy players are the ones that I kind of gravitate towards, and they're the ones that I really enjoy watching the most.
If you were there for longer, what do you wish we could have seen from you and your game?
I think kind of the persuasion I had over certain people and the way that I can talk to them and make them feel comfortable and confiding in me, I found that to be quite useful. And I mean, in my career as an emergency vet nurse, I talk to a lot of people who, they're stressed, it's high stakes, their animal's unwell, it's a very high pressure cooker situation. So I think I can handle and navigate relationships quite well in that aspect, and especially when people are stressed. So I think that would have been quite good to see, but alas, wasn't meant to be.
Do you have any regrets? Like, what would you say, I guess, your downfall was in the game? Like, if you could pinpoint one moment that it went wrong for you, what would that be?
I think, and kudos to her, I think it was putting quite a lot of maybe misguided trust in Lottie. So Lottie and I were talking quite a lot. We slept next to each other. And I think having so many chats with her, like, yes, I was getting information from her, but I think she was probably utilizing the information I was giving to her better than I was. And I think I was playing maybe a little bit louder game than her, and she was much more quiet and kind of coming around, kind of lurking in the shadows a bit more than I was.
Yeah, so perhaps you would have played that a bit differently.
Yeah, I think I would have downplayed my threat level a bit more and then obviously kind of tried to slide under the radar just a tad more.
Did you learn anything from Dirty Harry?
Oh, I mean, what's not to learn from one of the monsters of the game? You know what I mean? I think with Harry, I think the one thing he taught me is that you don't ever play for just that one vote. You're thinking multiple days ahead and you're thinking about plan A, B, C, D, E. Like it's not just plan A or B. Like you have to have multiple plans, multiple avenues, and you need to keep so many channels open to be able to pivot and move where you can and to really think about consequences of your actions, how you're going to negate them, all this kind of stuff. So he's very much a forward thinker and a strategist, and I think I've learned quite a lot from him during our time together out there for sure.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you got to play with him.
Me too.
Can I ask, like, I guess watching it back this week and last week, was there anything that surprised you or what surprised you the most?
I think what surprised me the most is how much how much Lottie was playing. Like she was very good at downplaying how much she was strategizing. Like I knew she was talking to Simon, I knew she was talking to Arsha, but I really, really underestimated how much influence she was able to have and how she was able to pick people's weaknesses like Jackson's when he approaches her on the beach and they go for a chat and she's like, "You want to play? You want to sit around?" Like I really underestimated her in that aspect and how hard she was actually going.
Yeah, interesting. So on the beach, she seemed like a different person to what we're seeing,
Yeah,
on
yeah. I
television
mean,
when you can hear what her inner monologue is, I guess.
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, if I had her in a monologue, I would have been sweet, right? But I didn't.
Look, I'd love to get to some quick fire questions.
Go for it.
Who was your favorite person on your tribe?
Harry, obviously.
Who had the most annoying habit and what was it?
Oh, it has to be Rich quoting Shakespeare. Come on, babe. Killing me. Love him, but my God.
Which returnee from this season would you have liked to play with the most?
Harry and Mark, 100%.
Proudest moment of your game?
Being identified as a threat.
What was your most embarrassing moment in your game?
Oh, thank God they didn't show it. I was getting out of the beach and I'm not great in water. I was getting out of the beach, misjudged a wave, got dunked, legs were in the air, bather popped down, hair over my face, and everyone was losing it. Anyway, so I'm glad that didn't make the cut.
What song sums up your time on Survivor?
Another one, Bites of Dust by Queen.
Would you ever play Survivor again?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like I've got some very good tips from Harry. So, yes, definitely.
If you could be on any reality show, what would you be on? So, Big Brother, The Traitors, MasterChef, The Amazing Race, or I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here?
And I can't pick Survivor again?
La.
Okay, I'm going to say Amazing Race. I'm okay with eating weird, gross stuff. I think I'd do very well at those challenges.
And finally, describe your Survivor legacy in 3 words.
Hot Mess Express.
Amazing. Well, Paula, thank you so much. I feel like you would have been so much fun to watch for a bit longer in the game. You've clearly got a strategic mind, and it would have just been great to see what you and Harry would have got up to if you were there
I
for a bit
know.
longer.
I agree. I petition to get us back on. Come on, Hayley.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Hayley.
Bye.
Bye.